Stories of Journey to the West, Chapter 52.
At Jinsen Mountain, Wukong's just got his big weapon back, right? The golden cudgel.
He has. He had to transform, fight his way out of the cave, but he's got it. He's outside now, probably feeling a lot better. And he runs into the gods who were waiting. Li Qianwang is there, among others.
Okay, and they must be thinking, great, he's got his staff back.
But what about our weapons? Yeah, that's basically the first thing they ask. Remember, this Rhino King, his whole thing is snatching weapons with that weird magical item he has.
Ah, yes. The circle.
So Wukong tells them how he did it, transformed, snuck in, couldn't find the demon's main treasure, but he did spot his own staff just leaning there.
Convenient.
Grabbed it, fought his way out, caused a bit of a ruckus, and now, feeling cocky with his staff back, he tells the gods, hey, don't worry, now I've got my iron staff, I'll deal with him, I'll get your treasures back.
Famous last words. Or maybe. Anyway, just as he says that, the mountain apparently starts to shake.
Yeah, gongs, drums, you hear them from down the slope.
And out comes the Rhino King with all his demon soldiers, roaring challenges. The text says the sound literally shakes the ground.
Wukong sees this, he's ready, tells the gods, stay here, and charges down with his staff, yelling at the demon.
And boom, the fight is on.
A really fierce one.
The source describes it pretty vividly, doesn't it? Wukong's iron staff versus the Rhino King's long spear.
Compares it to a dragon fighting a python.
Right, both going all out. The description paints this picture of just sheer power, misty clouds, birds stopping mid-flight.
Even the wolves and bugs hiding, it sounds incredibly intense.
Absolutely brutal. And the crucial detail, the thing that really tells you something, how long it lasts.
How long was it?
3 hours. The text says 3 double hours.
Wow. 3 hours of that intensity.
And after all that time, nothing. No winner. It's a total stalemate in terms of pure combat power.
Ah, okay.
So evening's coming on, lights fading, and the Demon King actually suggests stopping. Says, it's getting dark, not good to fight now, let's rest.
And Wukong being Wukong is like, no way, I'm just getting started.
Typical. Yeah, he wants to finish it then and there.
But the demon's not having it.
Nope. He makes a quick move with the spear, just faint maybe, then turns tail and runs straight back into his cave.
Slams the door, locks it tight.
Leaving Wukong outside.
So Wukong has to go back up the mountain to the gods.
Who are, understandably, pretty impressed. They're congratulating him, incredible strength, great sage, comparing it to his old legendary fights.
He takes the praise, sure, but he knows. He knows that brute force didn't actually solve the problem this time.
Right. The demon's still there, and more importantly, the gods' weapons are still locked away inside.
Okay, so head-on fight leads to a draw and the demon hiding. If you can't beat him outside, what's the pivot? What's plan B?
This is where we see Wukong's other side, not just the warrior, but the strategist.
Yeah.
The trickster.
Right.
He lays out his next move, infiltrate the cave again, but do it at night.
Why night?
Well, his thinking is pretty logical. 1, the demon's probably tired after that massive 3-hour brawl.
Makes sense.
And 2, darkness is just perfect cover for sneaking around. He actually says something like, this kind of pilfering needs the dark. You slip in, slip out, nobody notices.
Like a proper theft mission.
Exactly. And the gods think it sounds like a good plan. They tell him, yeah, go now, while he might be worn out.
Okay, so stealth mission it is.
Wukong puts his staff away, goes back to the cave door, and transforms.
Into what this time?
First up, a cricket.
A cricket.
And the source gives this great little description. Hard mouth, long whiskers, black skin, bright eyes, forked feet. Really paints a picture.
So he's tiny now.
Tiny enough to slip right through a crack in the door.
And what does he see inside?
Well, the demons are still up, actually eating. He kind of chirps his way past them, acting like a normal cricket.
They're blending in.
Right. Then after they finish eating, they start settling down for the night.
But Wukong keeps going.
Oh, yeah. Around the first watch, he pushes deeper into the caves, towards the back rooms, and he overhears the Demon King giving orders.
Orders? What kind?
Security orders. Even after that long fight, the demon is paranoid. He tells his guards, stay awake tonight, bang those drums, ring those bells. Why? Because he's worried Wukong might try exactly what Wukong is trying, sneaking in to steal something.
Wow, so the demon anticipates this kind of move. He knows Wukong.
He does. But Wukong is, well, Wukong. He keeps going, slips into the Demon King's private bedroom.
Okay, getting close now.
Very close. He sees the Demon King getting ready for bed, smaller spirits helping him undress.
And does he see the item, the circle?
He does. This is the key moment. He sees it on the Demon King's left arm. It's described as a white, gleaming bracelet or ring. Looks like a linked pearl bracelet or head ornament is the phrase used, Diane.
Yeah. Okay, so it is a bracelet type thing. And what does the demon do with it when he goes to sleep? Does he take it off? Put it somewhere safe?
That's the crucial part. He does not take it off.
Oh.
Instead, just before lying down, he actually rubs it. Rubs it tighter onto his arm. Does it twice.
Tighter. Okay, that tells you something, doesn't it?
It really does. It's not just some accessory he keeps nearby. It's physically on him.
Yeah.
He makes sure it's secure, even in sleep. Suggests it's really tied to him personally.
So just grabbing it off a nightstand is out.
Completely out. So Wukong has to adjust his plan again, right there on the spot.
Let's see, do.
He transforms again. Second transformation inside the cave.
What now? He was a cricket.
Now he becomes a flea, a yellow-skinned flea.
Oh,
A flea.
Even smaller.
Jumps onto the stone bed, crawls onto the Demon King's arm, right near that bracelet.
I see. What's the plan as a flea? Bite him.
Exactly. He bites the demon.
Does it work? Does the demon wake up, take off the ring?
He stirs, yeah. Curses a bit, blames the bedding, thinks it's just a bug. And guess what he does with the bracelet?
Oh no. Does he tighten it again?
He rubs it tighter on his arm again and then just goes back to sleep.
Unbelievable. So Wukong tries again.
Yep. Climbs onto the bracelet itself this time, bites him again.
And
This one bothers the demon more. He tosses and turns, complains loudly about how annoying it is.
but does he take the bracelet off?
Still no. Even really uncomfortable, he keeps it on.
Wow.
And that's the moment Wukong realizes. Plan A, stealing the ring itself, it's just not possible this way. It's too connected to the demon. He won't remove it no matter what.
Okay, so the direct theft of the power source is a bust. What now? Give up.
Not Wukong. He needs a plan C. He changes objective. He leaves the bedroom, still as a cricket,
Where does he go?
moves deeper into the cave complex, towards the very back. And he starts to hear sounds,
What kind of sounds?
familiar ones. The roar of a dragon, the neighing of a horse. He recognizes them as the fire weapons belonging to the fire gods group.
Ah, the stolen weapons. So he found where they're being kept.
Seems like it. He finds a locked door leading to that chamber.
Locked, huh? How does he get past that?
Magic, of course. He uses an unlocking spell.
Yeah.
A son. Says the words, touches the lock, just falls open. Easy as that, apparently. He pushes the door open.
What's inside?
It's super bright, lit up by the fire weapons themselves. And there they are, all the gods' stolen gear leaning against the walls. Swords, spears, Nez's 6 weapons, the fire gods' stuff,
Everything.
everything. And then he spots something else, something personal.
What's that?
Near the door, on a stone table, there's a straw basket.
Hmm.
And inside, his own magical hairs. They go with thee. The ones the demon must have grabbed earlier.
His hairs. Okay, that's useful. What does he do?
Grabs them immediately, breathes on them, shouts, change.
And makes copies of himself.
Not exactly himself. He transforms them into 3 or 50 small monkeys. Instant backup.
Little monkey helpers.
Clever, very. And he gives them clear instructions. Grab everything, all the recovered weapons, a source lists, swords, staffs, ropes, balls, wheels, bows, arrows, guns, carts, gourds, fire crows, fire rats, fire horses, all of it.
Get it all out.
Yes, but then comes the brilliant tactical twist. He tells the little monkeys to ride the fire dragon they just recovered.
Use the stolen weapon against the demon.
Exactly. Turn the demon's prize into the instrument of chaos. They mount the fire dragon and basically set the back of the cave ablaze, burning outwards.
Whoa, that's destructive.
Oh, massively. The source describes total chaos erupting among the demons. Fire roaring like thunder, like cannons. Demons are waking up, confused, shouting, crying, running around in their pajamas.
Panicked.
Completely panicked and running blindly. The fire just sweeps through, and it sounds like a lot of them are killed in the confusion.
So Wukong uses the fire as cover for the escape.
Precisely. Amidst all that fire and chaos, he and his little monkey team emerge from the cave, riding the fire dragon, carrying all the rescued weapons and gear.
And the gods are still waiting outside?
They are. They see the fire erupting from the cave just as Wukong and the monkeys arrive back at the peak on the fire dragon.
Must have been quite a sight.
You'd think so? Wukong shouts out, "Come get your stuff."
And the little monkeys.
He just gives his body a shake, and poof, the hairs return to him. Their job is done.
So Neza gets his weapons back.
Yep, Meza collects his 6 items. The fire gods people collect the fire dragon and all their fire-related gear.
Mission accomplished then. At least the weapon recovery part.
Exactly. And the gods. They are thrilled, full of praise, congratulations for the great sage, seeing him bring back their stuff and leave the demon's cave in flames. the demon was utterly terrified, described with that really vivid phrase, sheer terror.
That's the kind of description that just paints a picture. So sheer panic initially. But this is where we learn something crucial about the demon, isn't it? Despite being, scared stiff, he pulls out something special. A circle. Okay? And according to the source, he uses it to just make the fire vanish. Push sheets, fire out, push west, fire gone. Is it really just like that?
Instantly. Completely extinguished. The very thing that sent him into a panic is neutralized effortlessly by this one item. It shows this treasure is his absolute counter to that kind of attack.
Wow. Okay.
Though the fire wasn't without consequences for him. The text notes the lesser demons took heavy casualties, burned and killed more than half. He could only gather, less than 100 surviving imps.
So, a tactical success in disrupting the army, thinning the ranks, but the main target, the demon, has this incredible defense. What happens when the demon gets his bearings after the fire is out?
Well, first he realizes his main weapons are gone. The source says his divine weapons are missing. Gone.
All of them.
All of them. And that's when the pieces click for him. He remembers Wukong's earlier infiltration, when he snuck in. He mutters something like, "That thief monkey transformed and came in biting my arm twice." Joe. So he puts the theft and the fire together. Knows it was Wukong.
Okay, so he knows Wukong stole his weapons and set his house on fire. You'd think losing all your weapons would make you, less confident. But the text says the demon still boasts, right?
Absolutely. He's lost his conventional arsenal, but his confidence in that circle is, unshaken. He declares that with it, he's basically invincible against elemental forces.
Meaning,
entering the sea cannot drown him. Going into a pool of fire cannot burn him. He knows where his true power lies, and he vows revenge on Wukong. And the story quickly moves to the next act. Morning arrives. The bad. Daybreak.
And Wukong returns, feeling pretty confident, right? He's got allies with him this time. The Tech, who we usually take to mean Neza in these contexts, a powerful celestial warrior.
Right, and also the Digag deities from the fire department.
And the text says they feel good because the demon's his fighting spirit, his morale, must be diminished after that huge fire. And they see the evidence immediately, don't they? The stone doors of the cave are just turned to ash.
Yeah, clear visual sign their previous efforts, the fire, weren't wasted. Wukong, being Wukong, never one to shy away, calls out the demon. He labels him basically a wicked demon.
And the demon comes right back at him, calling Wukong a thief monkey who raided the camp and set fire. The phrase is grease of shoe. But instead of just, trading insults or immediately fighting, Wukong launches into this incredible lengthy poem. It's like his whole resume, isn't it?
It really is. It's a classic Wukong move, defining himself by his legendary past, laying it all out. He starts by talking about his birth, how he was strong from a young age, famous across the universe. He mentions learning immortality and limitless techniques, which, includes his famous 72 transformations.
He recounts taming powerful mythical creatures, subduing tigers and dragons, establishing his rule as king of Flowerfruit Mountain. Then he gets to the really big stuff, his defiance of heaven. He proudly lists the titles they had to give him. Ooh, great sage equal to heaven.
And Ku, handsome monkey king. Titles he earned through sheer power and rebellion.
And he details his, audacious raid on heaven's most sacred institutions, crashing the peach banquet, stealing elixirs and treasures, consuming divine food, taking immortality pills, and then the massive battle against the entire heavenly army that followed.
He names the significant forces he faced, powerful celestial generals like the 9 luminaries and Soa Nadushi, 5 directional fiends. These are like the elite forces of heaven. And defeating the 10,000 soldiers, basically he fought heaven and won.
He even mentions fighting Erlong Shen, who was one of heaven's most formidable champions and his major rival back then. And this is where it gets really specific and maybe, just maybe, a bit of foreshadowing. He talks about how he was finally captured.
Yes, captured by Taishan Laozhen, one of the highest deities. And crucially, how he was captured. Laozhen used the diamond girdle.
The diamond girdle, which is described as a kind of loop or girdle.
Exactly. A powerful magic item, itself a loop or circle, was the one thing that Taisheng Laojun used to finally subdue Wukong after he'd basically beaten everyone else in heaven.
Wait a minute, hold on. So the only thing that ever really stopped Sun Wukong, the guy who took on the entire might of heaven, was something like this circle or loop. And now he's facing a demon whose ultimate weapon is also a circle, a G.
Precisely. The text is reminding us, and maybe Wukong subconsciously, of his greatest vulnerability, right as he's about to face its twin, held by this rhinoceros demon king. It's a brilliant piece of narrative construction. It reminds us of Wukong's immense power by listing all his conquests, but at the same time, it subtly hints at his unique weakness.
Wow, okay. That completely changes how you read this boast. He goes on to say he was forged in Laojun's furnace for 49 days and emerged even stronger, his whole body hard as steel, how no one could stop him until the Buddha himself intervened, subduing him under that mountain for 500 years.
And finally, he brings it right back to the present moment. Explains his release by the Tang monk and his current mission on the journey, going west to get the scriptures. He finishes this epic boast, this whole life story, by demanding the return of his master. Give me back my Tang monk.
He's basically saying, look, I'm Sun Wukong. I've beaten everyone, including the armies of heaven. You really think you can hold on to the Tang monk? It's this huge display of power. But with that subtle, maybe even subconscious mention of the diamond girdle, it feels like the story is telling us, the audience, something really important about the challenge ahead.
Exactly. And the demon, after hearing this cosmic laundry list of Wukong's past deeds, he isn't really intimidated in the way Wukong probably hoped. He actually calls Wukong a great thief of heaven, acknowledging the scale of his past, but, not backing down.
Yeah.
And then the fight is back on.
Right, round 2. But this time, Wukong isn't trying the fire trick again. He's got his allies, the prince, the Firestar Lord, and the others, and they bring out the heady artillery. The text mentions them throwing their divine weapons, 6 divine weapons, plus the fire department's gear.
Wukong himself attacks with renewed force. Even more celestial power joins in. VOC, Thunder God Tools, the Heavenly King's saber. They're throwing pretty much everything they have, the combined might of these heavenly warriors, at this demon.
Seems like overwhelming force, right?
You'd think so. But the demon, the text says he gives this DLC a cold, imposing laugh. He knows something they don't, or perhaps something they forgot. He secretly takes out his woos again, that powerful circle.
Oh no, not the circle again. And the text gives us a sound effect, like a whoosh or a rattle.
Yeah, like a sudden sound as he throws it up, and the circle just vacuums up everything.
Everything.
The source is very specific. It lists it. The 6 divine weapons, the fire objects, the Thunder God tools, the Heavenly King's saber, and Wukong's signature weapon, his own staff, the sucked right into the circle.
His staff, too. Just like that. All their power, all their divine tools, gone in an instant.
Gone. The text is really stark about the result. Which means the deities were again empty-handed, and Sun Great Sage was still empty-fisted.
Wow. Empty-handed, empty-fisted, their greatest strength, their most powerful tools, just rendered completely useless by this one single item.
It's a devastating blow. I mean, the demon has completely disarmed not just Wukong, but multiple powerful celestial beings simultaneously.
And having achieved this, well, frankly, total victory in the battle, the demon is understandably triumphant. The source says he returns to his cave victorious.
And his orders to his surviving minions, the few dozen left, are pretty chilling. He tells them to immediately repair the cave entrance. Tease, move stones to build the gate, work the earth to repair and rebuild, get the place back in order.
Okay, standard enough after a fight, maybe?
Yeah.
But
then comes the plan for after the repairs are done, a celebration. He says, kill the Tang monk and the disciples, meaning Baji, Sha Wujing, presumably, although they aren't all there to thank the earth for the repairs, and everyone will scatter blessings and enjoy.
Wait, kill the Tang monk to thank the earth. He's planning to eat them as part of the celebration for fixing the cave.
That's exactly the implication. It immediately raises the stakes dramatically. This isn't just about rescuing Tang monk from being imprisoned anymore. It's now a desperate race against time before they become the main course. So up on the peak, the gods are just standing there empty-handed. How are they taking it?
Not well. There's definitely blame going around. The source says the fire gods blaming Neza, the thunder gods blaming Heavenly King Li.
pointing fingers.
Totally. Only the water god is quiet.
What about Wukong? How's he handling this latest setback?
It's interesting. The text says he was hiding his anger, forcing cheerfulness, trying to keep morale up.
Putting on a brave face.
Kind of. He says the classic line, "Victory and defeat are common matters for soldiers." But he immediately gets practical. He zeroes in.
On the ring.
Exactly. He says it's just that he has this extra ring. That's what's causing trouble. He knows that's the key. And he promises he'll figure out where this demon even comes from.
But hang on, didn't he already try that? I think the text mentioned Li Tianhuang reminding him.
You're right, yeah. Li Tianhuang does point out he already went up to the Jade Emperor, searched the entire world in the heavens, high and low.
He found nothing. Not a single trace, the source said.
Correct. So, heaven's resources. Exhausted. That route is a dead end for identifying this guy.
So where else can he possibly look?
And this is the pivot. Wukong thinks, okay, heaven didn't work, but the Buddha's dharma is boundless.
Ah, going bigger.
Going biggest, really.
Yeah.
He declares his plan, go up to the western heaven to ask our Buddha Rulai.
Straight to the top. The ultimate authority.
That's the idea. He needs Rulai to use his wisdom eye, his hui.
The all-seeing eye?
Pretty much. To scan the 4 great continents of the earth. Basically the whole world, and find out, from what direction this monster originated, where his hometown is.
And the ring, does he ask about the ring?
Absolutely. He needs to know what kind of treasure that ring is. He's determined. He says, no matter what, I must capture him. For revenge, for the gods, and of course to save his master.
And the gods must be relieved he has any plan at this point.
Oh yeah. They're basically like, great idea. Go. Now. Don't wait. Anything's better than facing that ring again with nothing.
So Wukong bolts. The source says he uses his somersault cloud.
Or Zhongdun.
Right. Yeah. And quickly arrived at Lingshan.
And the description we get of Ling Mountain, wow, it really sets the scene. It's not just any mountain. It's like the spiritual center of the universe in this story.
What does the text emphasize?
Things like clear peaks and layered beauty, immortal peaks touching the blue sky. It says its presence oversees China's landscape, suggesting, its supreme importance.
Sounds incredibly majestic and, peaceful.
Majestic, powerful, but also deeply serene. It talks about vital energy circulating far and wide, this palpable, impressive aura, and sounds, but peaceful sounds, long-lasting bell and chime sounds, clear scripture recitation.
It paints a picture.
It really does.
Right.
And it's alive. The source gives specifics. Upasaka's teaching under pine trees, arhats walking among cypresses.
You mentioned animals, too.
Yeah, and they're not just there, they're part of the sacredness. White cranes affectionately come to Vulture Peak. Phoenixes deliberately linger at pavilions. Monkeys are offering fruit. Deer are offering herbs. Even the birdsong sounds like soft speech. And there are these amazing flowers nobody even knows the names of.
Oh.
The paths wind around. It feels ancient and pure. It really drives home. This is the solemn style of the Great Awakened Buddha's home, the ultimate destination.
So Wukong arrives in this incredible place. Maybe taking it all in for a second.
It seems like it, because then a Bikon honored one, a nun, spots him. And she calls out, "Son Wukong, where are you coming from? Where are you going?" She knows him on sight.
Huh? Can't hide anywhere.
Apparently not. Wukong explains he needs to see Rulai, and she gives him a little poke, like, "You mischievous fellow," for kind of sightseeing. But then she guides him.
I like that. Even the enlightened beings have a bit of personality.
Makes it feel more real, right? So they get to the main event, Lion Monastery, guarded by the 8 Great Vajra. Big, intimidating guardians.
Serious security.
You bet. The Bing announces him. Rulai says let him in, and the Vajra kind of step aside, make a path. Wukong goes in, very respectfully this time, bows his head.
Okay, audience with the Buddha. What's Rulai's first reaction?
Rulai acknowledges him, knows who he is, knows his mission protecting Tang Monk, and then he asks the obvious question. Why are you here alone? What's happened?
And Wukong must just unload.
Completely. The source says he tells the whole story. Encountering this evil demon head, the Rhino King, Okansi Dawang, his huge power, capturing the master and the others.
All the failures.
Every single one. The fights, the ring, that white gleaming circle, taking his staff, searching heaven uselessly. Then Li Tianhuang's son losing his weapons.
Moved by our god.
Losing his fire stuff. The water god whose water did nothing. He talks about the great amount of effort and energy just trying to get his staff back, only for everything to get swiped again. He admits, I can't subdue him.
He's really laying it bare, making his case.
Totally. And his request is specific. He asks Rulai to look with mercy and tell him two things. What kind of creature it truly is, its origin, basically.
Okay.
And second, what kind of treasure the circle is. What is this thing? He even outlines his slightly aggressive follow-up plan.
Oh, what's that?
He says once he knows who the demon is, he'll go seize his family and neighbors to pressure him, capture him, and save his master. A bit intense.
Yeah, a bit, but desperate times. He finishes with a bow, appealing to their shared goal of enlightenment.
Right. Seeking the true achievement.
Zing! So, the plea is made.
Yeah.
The big question. What does Rulai say? Does he know?
Rulai says immediately, that monster, I know of him.
Yes, finally. Wukong gets the info. Game on.
Well, hold on. This is where the source throws a massive curveball.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Rulai refuses to tell Wukong who the demon is.
What? Why? He just said he knows.
He gives a reason, and it's unexpected. He says essentially, you monkey, you have a loose mouth. Yeah.
He thinks Wukong will blab.
Pretty much. He worries if Wukong tells everyone, Rulai told me who it was, the demon will find out, refuse to fight Wukong anymore.
Okay, maybe hides or runs.
Or worse. Rulai says the demon might definitely raise a ruckus on Ling Mountain.
On Ling Mountain, the Buddha's headquarters we just heard described.
Exactly. Rulai says it would instead bring trouble upon me as well.
Wait a minute. The Buddha is worried about this demon causing trouble for him at his own sacred mountain.
That is precisely what the text implies. It's a stunning moment. This isn't just some random powerful demon. This entity or its connections are significant enough that even Rulai exercises caution. It adds this whole other layer, almost political.
Wow. Okay. That changes everything. So no intel. But he offered help, right?
Yes, he pivots. He says, okay, I won't tell you, but I will use my magical power here to help you capture him. Alternative assistance.
Right. What kind of magic are we talking? This has got to be top-tier stuff.
It sounds like it. Rulai orders 18 Arhats enlightened disciples to open the treasure vault.
The Buddha's vault.
Ooh. And bring out 18 grains of something called gold elixir sand.
Shandansha.
Gold elixir sand. Sounds potent. How is it supposed to work? Wukong must have asked.
He did. Rulai explains the strategy. Step 1, Wukong needs to lure the demon out of his cave, taunt him, get him into the open.
Standard Wukong procedure.
Pretty much. Step 2, once the demon is out, the Arhats throw the sand. The sand is meant to trap him, immobilize him completely. The text says unable to move his body or pull out his feet.
Like magical quicksand?
Something like that. Once he's stuck, step 3. Wukong can just beat him as you please.
Simple, direct, and uses a special Buddhist artifact. Wukong must have loved that plan.
Oh yeah. Classic Wukong reaction in the source. Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Let's go at once. Ready for action.
The Arhats grab the sand, they're heading out.
But Wukong, ever the sharp-eyed counter, notices something's off as they leave. He actually yells out something like, "Where is this place that people are slacking off?"
Haha, what? What was wrong? He counted them. He says, they sent 18. How come there are only 16 now?
He caught them short-handed. Who was missing?
Just then, the missing 2 appear, and it's the famous ones. Dragon subduing, Zhanglong, and tiger taming, Ufo.
The celebrity Arhats.
Kind of, yeah. They tease Wukong a bit, like, why are you making such a fuss?
Yeah.
They explain they were just held back listening to Rulai's final instructions.
Wukong probably wasn't amused by the delay.
Not really. He grumbles about them dawdling. It's a nice little humanizing moment, you know, even among these powerful beings.
Adds a bit of levity before the big confrontation. So they all get going.
Yep, they mount auspicious clouds, head straight back to Jinsen Mountain. Quick check-in with Li Tianwang, who's still there, but the Arhats are all business. Enough talk, let's get him out here.
Okay, moment of truth. Wukong, no staff, but backed by Arhats and Buddha sand. Time to call out the demon.
And he does! Loudly! Insults flying. You fat, wicked monster, come out and face your grandpa's son. Standard Wukong challenge.
How does the demon react? Is he surprised Wukong's back again?
Annoyed, mostly. Surprised he's alone and weaponless. The source says he even wonders aloud. Does he want to try bare-knuckle boxing now?
Cocky.
Extremely. He grabs his ring, grabs his spear, comes storming out, mocking Wukong. You thief, monkey! You keep feeling! Why don't you just hide? Why are you back yelling?
Wukong tries to stick to Rulai's script first, right? Demand surrender.
He does. Asks him to apologize, give back the prisoners.
And the demon's response.
This is where it gets really chilling. He says about Tang Monk and the others, they've already been washed clean. They will be slaughtered soon.
Slaughtered. Oh man, that word. How does Wukong react to that?
The source describes it powerfully, like flames suddenly flared on his cheeks, unable to contain the anger in his heart. He just snaps. Plan goes out the window.
Forgets the luring part.
Well, he attacks immediately, dropping his usual stance, just pure fury, fists flying. But he is still maneuvering, jumping left and jumping right, trying to trick the demon. Ah, so he is trying to lure him away from the cave, like Rely said.
Exactly. He manages to draw the demon south, away from the entrance, gets him into position.
And signals the Arhats.
Yes, and the Arhats act.
Yeah.
All at once, they threw down the gold elixir sand.
What does it look like? How does the text describe the sand attack?
There's a whole poem snippet. It spreads like mist and smoke. It's widespread and blinding, makes everything hazy, even covers the sun. It piles up fast, more than 3 feet deep, almost instantly.
Wow.
It looks like fine flour and coarse sesame seeds all at once. The intent is clear. Cover the earth and sky and capture the monster.
And does it work? Is he trapped? He's sinking.
He is. The demon's caught, sinking rapidly. He tries to jump, maybe to a less deep spot, but sinks again. It looks like it's working. The Buddha's magic has him.
Yes.
But then, the critical moment, the demon, desperate, struggling in the sand, he manages to pull out his feet and then immediately took out his circle.
Oh, no! Not the ring. He threw it upwards with a toss, yells, "Za!" one more time. And the text hits you with it. With a hula sound, the 18 grains of gold elixir sand were all scooped up by it again.
It took the sand. The Buddha's special gold elixir sand, all of it.
Every single grain, gone, sucked into the ring. The ultimate weapon from the highest authority specifically designed for this, neutralized instantly.
I don't believe it. That ring just eats everything.
Seems like it. The demon just pulled back his steps and went directly back into his cave. Battle over. Plan failed.
Unbelievable. So Wukong went from heaven failing to the Buddha himself intervening with special magic, and even that didn't work. Right after the Arhats lose their sands, there's this crucial little detail.
Ah, right. The Arhats mentioned that Buddha actually told them something specific. Instructions for if they lost the sands.
Exactly. Which, the text even says Monkey gets kind of mad about it, covering like, darn it, Buddha sort of tricked me, made everyone else go through this trouble first.
It's a fair point, maybe. So what was this secret instruction?
The hint was,
basically, if the golden sand fails, which it did, Wukong needs to go up.
up to heaven.
Yep, way up. To the Palace of Severed Passion, the Otiuche, which is Taishang Laojun's place, to find the monsters, like its origins, its trail.
Okay. So that's the first big hint from the source. The solution isn't about fighting what's in front of you.
But understanding where it came from, yeah, it totally shifts Wukong's focus. From fighting to investigating.
Finding the root cause, essentially.
And Wukong, being Wukong, his reaction is just perfect. He hears this and grumbles, right? But even while complaining, he immediately says, "Go." And boom, he's off. Somersault cloud, straight to the southern heavenly gate.
No messing around once he has the actual lead, even if he's a bit grumpy about how he got it.
And he doesn't just wander around heaven, he bypasses all the usual spots.
Yeah, the source says he goes straight to the 33rd heaven, right outside Laojun's palace.
Pretty much barges in, actually. It rushes past the guards, doesn't even give his name at first.
Until they stop him, yeah. And he's like, I am the great sage, equal to heaven, here to see Laojun. Calls him Akia.
And Laojun comes out, sees him, and apparently just laughs.
Yeah, saying something like, this monkey isn't on his pilgrimage, what's he doing bothering me here?
Wukong's reply is great, your source has it rhyming.
Pilgrimage, pilgrimage, day and night, without rest, hit a snag, came here on this quest. Very direct.
He makes it super clear. The journey's problems brought him right here.
Laojun tries to brush him off at first, like, your problems aren't my problems.
But Wukong's not having it. He says he's there to hell out the Terra, find the trail, and basically hassle Laojun about it.
And then the source says he starts looking around the palace really closely.
Wu Hai's darting everywhere, searching.
And this searching, this is where it clicks. The second key insight from your source. Wukong looks around, and he spots something near the ox pen.
What does he see?
A Sharon 10. He sees an attendant, fast asleep, and the blue ox. It's not in the pen.
Uh-oh. That gets Laojun's attention.
Big time. The text says, Janko. Laojun's shocked. When did this beast run off?
They wake up the poor attendant,
Who confesses he ate this pill he found and just knocked out. And Laojun immediately knows what it is.
Akira, right. One of his own powerful alchemy pills. Causes a 7-day sleep.
Bingo. So Lao Jun figures the ox escaped 7 days ago while the attendant was out cold, thanks to his own misplaced pill. But wait, an escaped ox doesn't explain the ring. Exactly, that's the crucial link. Wukong then describes the monster downstairs. Says he has no great treasures, just this this ring that's incredibly formidable.
That's the moment. Lao Jun checks his own treasures. Everything's there.
Except
the Yia, the golden steel ring.
So Lao Jun puts it together.
Instantly, pis si. He says, it's that beast. He stole my golden steel ring and left.
Wow. So the source reveals it right there. The invincible monster is just Lao Jun's runaway pet ox.
And the unstoppable weapon. It's not the ox's own power. It's one of the most powerful artifacts in heaven, stolen from its master.
Wukong immediately realizes, hey, that's the thing that hit me. That's what's been causing all the trouble.
He even gives Lao Jun a bit of a ribbing for being careless, which is classic Wukong.
And then Lao Jun explains why the ring was so unbeatable. That's key.
Right. He says, Ayan, see it, Sukman is no way to see. He says a freewo, that's all the call, saying Yugong cannot achieve his pledge. East wasn't just some trinket.
No, it's ancient. He personally forged it way back when, maybe for like subduing barbarians or something at Hanggu Pass. Its specific purpose was to counter or repel anything.
Weapons, water, fire, anything. No wonder nothing worked against it. That historical context, that spring Jia, really explains its unique power.
And Lao Jun even mentions his counter item, the banana fan. He says, luckily the ox only stole the ring. If it had taken the fan too, even he'd have trouble.
But since it's just the ring, there's a specific fix, so puzzle solved. The problem wasn't some unbeatable demon.
It was a known creature, traceable back to its origin, using its master's ultimate defensive tool.
So, okay, origin identified, true nature understood. Lao Jun agrees to go down with Wukong.
Back to Jinzhen Cave.
Wukong, naturally, goes to provoke the monster, lure it out again.
And the monster comes out, all ready to use its super weapon ring.
But then from up on the peak, Lao Jun just calls out, real command in his voice. All you know is shoot and you waiting for it.
And the moment the monster looks up, sees Lao Jun, game over.
Total shift in power. The text says the monster is terrified, thinks, how did this monkey ghost actually find my master?
Lao Jun doesn't even fight, really. He just chants something, pulls out that banana fan.
The specific counter tool he mentioned.
Right, fans the monster once. The monster instinctively throws the ring at him.
That Lao Jun just catches it effortlessly.
Yeah. Then he fans the ox a second time, and the source says, Hu Fei. Its strength just drains away, muscles go limp.
And poof, it reverts back to its true form, just a blue ox.
Crisis over. Not through a bigger fight, but through understanding the origin and having the exact right key, the right counter.
Lao Jun, very practically, blows on the ring, threads it through the ox's nose. The source even says that's where nose rings for oxen came from, supposedly.
Ties it up with his belt and just leads it away. Back to heaven.
And with the ox gone, the pilgrims are freed. They go back in the cave, get all their stuff back, Wukong's staff, the divine weapons, everything.
They thank all the helpers, the Arhats, and everyone.
And the whole group, Tang Monk, Pigsy, Sandy. They're finally back on the road, leaving Jinzhen Cave behind them.